morning and welcome to P&B SPORT. I'm Abel Sunday and my co-host is
Aroko Tom.
Okay, together we'll be having a packed show today, and we'll be going over to River State to speak to the media officer of River Upas, and also we'll head over to Ebonyi to speak to the assistant coach of Ebonyi State basketball team. And Tom, today I think we have a very full packed show today.
Yes, we do.
Talking about the bar, talking about also River Upas also crashed out at the finals of Louis Eden Championship, and I think
Yes.
the media officer will be in a very good position to tell us what happened there.
Yes.
And also Chimeze will also be telling us what transpired at the East during the qualification. Qualification for sports festival.
That's great.
Okay, you have from Tom. Let's go on a short break. Just grab your teacup because P&B Sport will start now. Welcome back, and we have Queen Mosefe Joseph, the media officer of River Upas. Good morning, Queen.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And how is Rivers this morning?
It's fine.
Okay, Queen. Let's start with the Louis Eden Championship. The last time we have you on this show, you are in Lagos, and you guys were playing that tournament, that invitational tournament. And we were talking about River Upas. Then they were in semi-finals against Spartans Knights of Ghana. But somehow when they won that game, I was thinking that of course that should be River Upas title. So what transpired in the finals? Do you think it's because of the absence of Coach Ogo? That was the reason why they could not pick that final.
We do miss him. That's what we know. This is like the first time in a very long time we'll be playing like a big tournament without him. So we definitely missed him. We definitely missed his input and his technicalities and all that, and his input in the game. We definitely did. Maybe if he was around, it would have been better. Because we led for as much as over 18 points in the first quarter. And at the end of the day, if things turned around, that's basketball for you. If you don't do your bit, your opponent will turn around. You give them the opportunity to do so. So we definitely miss him. So possibly if he was around, it could have been better. But it was our title to lose because we're going into that finals as favorites. And also considering that we had won it last year, so we're going as defending champions.
Yeah.
We're former champions rather, because the previous edition was won by Hopes and Reds. We're going as former champions, one of the champions who have won the Louis Eden before. And for the very first time, we had a foreign country win it on home soil.
Yeah.
So which was quite different. All of the other four editions have been won by Nigerians. So, but then again, like I told you before that final, or even the semis, I told you that it's win or lose, this was like a preparatory tournament for us going to the Basketball Africa League. Whether we win it or not, the major reason why we were there was to prepare the home-based players and how to get them, because at the end of the day, only six or seven of them that will make the final team going to the BAL. So that was like a preparatory tournament for us. If we end up winning it, that would have been an icing on the cake, because who doesn't want to win? You want to win, you want to earn something for yourself and then have that pride. But if you don't, at least at the end of the day, you've played like 5 or 6 games all through the tournament. to get you in shape, which I think was worth it for us going to the Lewis Adam tournament.
Perfect. Tom, I think you have a question for her.
Yes, I do. Miss Queen Mosofe, with what happened at the Louis Eden Championship, how prepared are the players and the coaches for BAL? I'm curious.
We are prepared, and we're still preparing. A lot of people usually ask me these questions about we don't have the league running. How do we intend to use that to prepare, or prepare without the league running? Last year we're in the same position. Like I always tell people, I've gotten beyond the fact that to keep putting our fingers and pointing the fingers on the NBBF and blaming them for the woes of teams in Africa not doing well. The last time Para Falcons were there and it didn't do so well. So we learned from Para Falcons. We also learned from our first time at the BL in 2021, and we knew that we cannot keep. Yes, they have their own share of blame for not putting up the league and also helping the boys to prepare. But if we want to do well, we can't rely on excuses. And then at the end of the day, when we fail, we say, oh, because there was no league. But what can be done? How can we salvage the situation to help ourselves? Because at the end of the day, if we win, it's not the MBBF that takes the glory. The glory goes to River Supers, goes to the players, goes to the coaches. So at the end of the day, what can we do to prepare ourselves? We have started off with the Lewis Eden, which is good. What else can we do? We've had some, like for the whole of last week, it was still River Supers that went to represent River State at the National Sports Festival Zonal Elimination. We had the Zonal Elimination series across different zones. The basketball game, basketball team sports, had zonal elimination across Nigeria. So for River State was represented by River Supers players, and they played throughout last week. So which is another at least preparatory tournament for them going to the BAL. The BL is just today makes it a month away to the BAL, because our first game will be on April 5 in Rabat, Morocco. So apart from the fact that we don't have a league, on our own, we'll have some games around Port Harcourt which we'll end up playing, and hopefully few days or a week before we travel, we'll be in Lagos. We'll also play some teams in Lagos. We're hoping that will help us, but not to forget that the home-based players don't majorly make up the main part of the team. Like the BL rule states, you have to have foreign players on a team. You have to have foreign professionals, and these foreign professionals have clubs around the world they play for, and they're playing regularly. So we'll see how we can blend these guys and also the home-based guys who are preparing here, and how we can make up the BL team. So, but for now, we are preparing on our own little way and the best way we can. Good enough, we have the experience of how the BL works and what is expected of us.
Okay, Queen, you just mentioned the foreign players. Let me bring this question in. I was chipping this question. The last press release from Coach Ogo, he do mention that Will Abi-Pere will not be playing. Your former the guys you guys used last season will not be available for you people this season. So which names are you expecting, or which are we expecting to see? Potential name rather, are we expecting to see this season?
Well, would definitely reveal that soon. One of the things Coach Ogo has revealed is that Will Perry will not be playing, so that is one cut out of the bag for us. But very soon, in few days or few weeks to come, we'll be revealing the names. But I can tell you for a fact, we are under the recruitment process at the moment. We've gotten some, we'll get some, and at the end of the day, it will be announced shortly. For now, the management is just keeping it under wraps for now. So when this done, all will be revealed for everyone to. But I can tell you for a fact, we have players who will play. Will Perry will not definitely come. We need to have a replacement, a good replacement for Will Perry. We also need to have a good forward to replace John Wilkins of last year. So John Wilkins definitely not play because he's retired now. So we'll be having his replacement. We'll also be having a center as well. We're going for a center, and also two forwards, a center and a point guard, especially for for Will Perry's replacement and what they call John Wilkins' replacement. So in the coming days, I've not been authorized to speak. So in the meantime,
so
I can
you're trying to
reveal.
play the cat to your chest, right? Okay,
Yes, for now.
but before I let Tom to ask you his next question is, I wanted to ask how many players can you sign, a foreign player can you sign in your team as a BAL team? Like how many players can you bring in? How many foreign players can you bring in?
You can sign up to 4 or 5.
But if you have the money, can't you bring up to 10?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Because the rules states that you must have at least 6 or 7.
Okay.
At least, let me say at least 7.
Okay.
The least you can go is 7 home-based players.
Okay.
You cannot reduce it less than 7.
7. Okay.
You can even increase the home base from 7 to more. But the least you can have, you must have at least 7 home base players on your team.
Okay. In a way, they are trying to see how they could
improve players who qualified.
Okay.
You said?
I think in a way, what they are trying to do is to see how they could improve the home-based players in the BAL, right?
Yes, because they are the ones who qualified these teams to the BL. So bringing those professionals is like adding quality to what you already have, and also adding quality to the league itself. Okay. Because if you are bringing players from the G League, maybe players who play in Europe, far away in Europe, and the rest like that, you're increasing or even improving the game. And even some have even played the NBA before. So these are players that will improve the quality of the league and the standard of the league. When they add up to your team, it's like you're adding quality to the team. So it's not just because the standard of the BL is very high, very, very high. So if you're saying just only the home-based players are going to play across all 12 teams, there's a particular standard you will get from them. But once you now start adding 2 extras from abroad, 3, 4, 5, then the standard tends to go higher up, and the competition will be fierce amongst all the 12 teams, and that is what the BL is about. So you can only sign 4 or 5, at most 5, and the 5 there are even criteria of what you can sign, because once you have a player from the G League, you cannot have more than 1 or 2. Let me say 1. Then you cannot have players from African origin, maybe like 2. Then you cannot have a player of maybe of Nigerian origin but in diaspora. So like last year we had Divine. He's a Nigerian, but he grew up in the US, was born in the US. So that's in Nigeria in diaspora. So that's the way they look at all the criteria of how you can sign.
So Ms. Queen, please, we noticed that you will have some players on the club side that will be playing the sports festival for the state, which is Rivers State. So with your best players being shared with the River State and the River Hoopers, do you think it will affect the performance of the players at the BAL?
No, it's not, because we've been grouped in Rabat in the Kalahari Conference, which takes place next month. That's April 5 to 13. By 14, 15, we should be back in Nigeria. Hopefully, we are hopeful of qualifying to the playoffs, and the playoffs is in June.
Okay.
The National Sports Festival is in May.
So
it means that we are actually free in May.
And to be aware of you training for the next phase.
Yes. So if we qualify for the next phase, which is the playoffs, that would be like a training ground and preparation for the home-based players ahead of the playoffs and the final in June. So May is actually open, which is the festival month. So good enough, we're not drawn in any of the conferences in May. So that is open for them to still go out there and represent Rivers State. So there is no form of clash at all. So if we were in group in maybe in the Nile conference or in the Sarah conference, which is in May, then that would have been a problem. Then maybe Rivers State will start going helter-skelter looking for players, or maybe because definitely not all our players will make up the BL team. It's only 6 or 7 of them. But the rest of them, maybe they will not have to now source for other players from outside. But that won't be the case, because May is actually free.
So I wish you people good luck, and I hope that you people qualify.
Okay, thank you so much, Queen, the media officer of Rivers Hoopers. So we'll be going a short break now. When we come back, we'll be heading over to Ebonyi State to speak to Chimeze, the assistant coach of Ebonyi State basketball team. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. It's still P&B Sport right here in Abuja, and me and Arako Tom. I think Arako. I don't know if if you are enjoying the show.
Oh, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's
You heard
wonderful.
what Queen has said
Yes.
about River Upas and Udun festival. I think that will now bring us to Chimeze's. Chimeze, good morning and welcome to P&B Sport.
Good morning, sir.
Chimeze, yesterday sorry, I said yesterday. Last week Wednesday, we were talking about, because your qualifiers game started Wednesday last week, and I was talking to you, and you're telling me how confident you are. You were rather when the game is about to start, that you are going to pick up all 2 tickets. So what happened? Your boys fall short of. Is it that the Imo Dragons were too powerful and they drew you down? What really transpired in your conference?
Okay, thank you very much, Coach Sonny. There are lots of things to say, but I feel like what really happened was in everything we do in sport, experience really matters. I think we faced a team that is really experienced, and that is what they use for my boys. My boys have the speed, they have the everything, but experience is one thing that puts you in an edge among other basketballers. So they were winning the game. All of a sudden, the opposing team just used experience to weigh these guys down.
Okay, Tom, I think you have something to say.
Yes. Mr. Chimeze, I want to know, what are the challenges that you faced during the preparations for the qualifications as the assistant coach of a state team? Because I know that it's not easy preparing players, both male and female, for a championship. Talk more of the National Sports Festival. So please give me a glimpse of the challenges that you faced in the preparation for the National Sports Festival qualifications.
Are you there, Mr. Chimeze? Chimeze, are you there? Are you there, Chimeze? Okay, before we get Chimeze, and you know this thing has become. Okay, Chimeze, are you there now?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you heard what he said. Did you get the question?
Yes, I did.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, honestly, it's not easy. Coupled with the fact that we are in a country where a lot of things are happening, and when it comes to the money aspect, you hear a lot of things going on. You hear this going on. The thing is, we experienced 1 or 2 challenges as a team. One of the challenges we experience is concerning funds. Before they will approve this, approve that, approve this, we've started the camp already. You know, finance was part of it, but we are basketball lovers, and we are around people that love basketball, both the veterans and everybody. We'll just put our heads together and make sure we were able to attend these qualifiers.
Okay, but being a state team, shouldn't it be easy for you people to get sponsors even outside the coffers of the state?
It is very much possible. It is very much possible.
Okay.
But I would say Ebonyi State basketball, as at before, was going smooth, and then some of the players were not around, so it was more like building up the state team all over again. And
Wow.
It is very much possible because of this performance we had. By the grace of God, we were able to be introduced to one of the commissioner's wife, which we had a meeting with her yesterday. We played some game for her yesterday, and she said that she's behind the female team, whatever they are doing. So part of all these things are things that are just coming in right now. So I believe with time, everything will fall into place.
Okay, so Mr. Chimeze, I want to find out, do you think that the state has a chance to win a medal at the National Sports Festival? Because you know it's a big event, and you know that the best teams around Nigeria come together to contest for 3 medals, which are the gold, silver and the bronze. So do you think you can pick up a medal at the National Sports Festival?
Most definitely, most definitely. What happened was my female team qualified, but my male team could not qualify.
Yeah.
And this female team are people. These are young girls, young athletes. Most of them just finished secondary school. They are still very active in the game. Some of them just got into the university. So I think they have what it takes. They have the speed. They have the stamina. They have the strength for now. Because sometimes in female game, I discover those with strength actually fight more. They actually beat those with experience sometimes in the female game. So I think these kids are very vibrant and active now, and I know they're going to represent the state well and themselves well at the national level.
Oh wow, that is amazing.
Okay, Chimeze, you said something earlier on when you were explaining how you lost with the male game. You said something about experience, and you just rightly said now that your girls are young, are vibrant, which means they are not experienced yet. Don't you think that will be a factor?
No, I don't think it will be a factor. I think for the girls, to a point, they are experienced because.
So are you now saying that experience does not matter in the female game?
No, it does. It does. This is my point.
Okay.
In my female team, not everybody is experienced.
Okay.
Some of the girls even represented the state in Ilori a few years ago for the under 15 or thereabout. They qualified in the southeast zone. They represented the southeast, and I think they came third thereabout in the national level. So some of the girls are experienced. You get, so coupled with the fact that we have the experienced ones and we have the ones that are still coming up that have enough strength. When you merge these things together, you discover that there is something reasonable you can pull out from the team.
So Chimeze, so now what next? You've qualified. Your girls have qualified now. So and the National Sports Festival is supposed to start by I think it's set for May. Yeah. May next that is in 2 months time, if I'm not mistaken, assuming my calculations are correct. In 2 months time.
May 15th.
Okay, May 15th. So what are the preparations now? Of course, by now you should go back to your drawing board, go back to your training ground rather, start putting up. So what is going on now in Ebonyi State, particularly about the female team, since they are the ones that have qualified? So what is going on? What is your plan?
Okay, they just returned from the festival, and I think they will go on a very short rest, and camp commences very, very soon because we want them to go far in this, possibly get a medal for the state and themselves. So I think camp will be starting very, very soon. A date will be announced to them for their camp so they can train properly. You know, the game of basketball is a team game. 2 persons, 1 person cannot play it. You need everybody to be active together, have the same strength, the same unity to be able to play the game. So they will get familiarized with each other, understand each other on the court and off the court, and I think that's going to put them on an edge in the national level.
Wow. Mr. Chimeze, we are really rooting for you and we wish you good luck. We want you to bring your medal back.
Thank you very much.
Chimeze, thanks for coming up for the show this morning, and I'm sure subsequently we are going to call you on this show, then you give us update on what's going on with your team at Ebonyi State.
Alright, sir, it's a pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, Tom, you've heard from both people.
Yes.
And what I really want us to even talk about today is I was talking to a guest on Monday, and you know this idea of some sport was stepped down.
Yes.
So sport was stepped down because of maybe fund. So I don't want to say that's the reason, because nobody came out to tell us maybe because of fun. But of course, it's most likely it's fun, because if it's not fun, why are you stepping down? So which means you are picking some that are more important to you. But in your own view or opinion, do you think any right sport administrator should pick one sport ahead of another sport?
First of all, I do not think that any sport should be picked ahead of another sport. But you see, when it comes to team sports, and if it pertains to finances, you know, with team sports, you have to spend more to maintain a team. Maybe a team like football, you have 11 players that will play on the pitch, you have other players on the bench, so you tend to spend more. But and it's just one medal. But when it comes to athletics, you can have several medals just from one athlete. So when they qualify, it's easier for you to take them to the National Sports Festival, because one athlete can give you a gold in 100 meter, give you a gold in 400 meter, and they can get you a medal in relay. So it is easier.
But I think we are mixing things here.
Yes.
What is the optics of National Sports Festival? What is the main purpose of National Sports Festival? Is it not to discover talent? Is it to win at all costs? Because I feel that the main purpose why they organize such an event is for us to see how we could enhance our talent. You might not win, but you might be a prospect.
Yes.
You might come together, you might bring these teams together. You might not even you might not even get any win at all. You might even finish last, but you can be discovered and say, no, this person is a prospect. Let's get this talent, let's enhance this talent. I think that should be the first. That should be the first thing we should be thinking about. Not because as a start, okay, maybe as a sport administrator, or I'm the head of director of sport of this state. I was okay. These are my strategies. I want to win, so I have to get all my athletes. I'll focus on athletics, or I'll focus on swimming because there are so many medals in swimming. So I'll just put all my energy there, then I neglect other sports. So what happened to those people that didn't do sports?
Yes, you are correct. You know, at the last National Sports Festival, you know, Rivers, they were second in their zone, but they came out to win the National Sports Festival the last time, which I noticed. And you know, at first, you know, sometimes states, they realize that this thing is a competition against other states as well. So even bringing out young talents so that they can be noticed by scouts and by other states, they also want to come on top. They want to win more medals than other states, so that when they come back to their states, they can be celebrated, knowing fully well that they came on top. So I think it's not supposed to be that way, but looking at it from the point of view of maybe finances.
That is the angle I even want.
Yes.
But I don't think that should be a problem. That's fine. How can you say a state in Nigeria cannot finance their own athletes? How many athletes are they taking to National Sports Festival? Let's start from there. How many athletes? They are not more than 200.
Yes.
It is, even if they have a large contingent, it should be more than 300.
Yes.
Then are you now saying that a whole state cannot cater or feed 300 people for just a week?
Unfortunately, that's not the situation that we are finding ourselves in.
But
even though that's not the way it should be.
Yes.
That's not how it is right now. You know, there are states like Oyo, and there are some states like Edo, where they told some athletes that, you know, these athletes, that if you come second in your zone despite qualifying, that they will not be able to carry them just because of maybe things like finances. Allegedly, that's what I'm speculating, that because of things like finances. But in situations like that, a person that takes second in the zone that qualified can, with the space of 1 month, can train and beat the person
exactly,
that won,
that is what I'm saying,
and get a gold medal. So it is.
My point is,
yes,
it shouldn't be about winning. Okay, let me use this as a case study.
Yes.
We have in 2005 also, when they played on the under 19 World Cup or so, when Messi and the likes of Messi were on the spotlight, and also our own Mikel Obi was on the spotlight. Even the first three was Messi, Mikel Obi, and Taiwo.
Yes.
Those are the best three players at that level. But what now happened? After how many years down, Messi was still on top. Mikel Obi was nowhere. Of course, I think the only achievement that he won the Champions League, he won the AFCON. I think that was it, and Premiership also.
Yes.
So, and that was it.
No, the system of sports.
And he has retired though.
Yes,
now I'm telling you, these are people that played at the same age.
And Messi is still there.
He's still there playing. Ronaldo that is even ahead of them. I don't even bring Ronaldo in now. Ronaldo is 40 and he's still playing. Don't you think that this problem is how we organize how we enhance our talent, or it's not proper, our talent are not properly nurtured. I think that's the word I should use.
Yes. We do not have programs that properly nurture our talent. You see, most people here, most athletes, they just want to be introduced into the sports and then travel out. They want to go to other countries to play professional. But the thing is, if we in Nigeria can build our sports program, you know, maybe in team sports, in ball sports, in athletics, then our players will want to stay here and be developed. Then another thing that I noticed is that, you know, in other countries and in other leagues, the players, they have a role to play. You know, they take care of their body, they invest in their body, they are careful with what they eat, they have exercises, they stretch before their games. You know, they have specific doctors that come and tell them this and this and this is what we think you should do to get better. But here in Nigeria, you know, sometimes our players, when they even get outside, they do not take care of their body, they do not invest in their body. Sometimes they do not even watch what they eat. I'm not blaming the players, but you know, sometimes that's what happens.
But the truth is, they don't even know what to do.
They do.
Is there any awareness created that, okay, see, as a player, this is what you should eat, this is how you could take care of your body, this is what you should do? Is there any awareness or any cause that they would do? Okay, somebody come and instruct an instructor that will tell them, okay, this is it, this is this, if you do this, this might happen to you, if you do this, this might happen to you. Is there anybody? And you're even talking about treatment, getting doctors to come. Do you know how much you could treat malaria in this country now?
It's very expensive.
Then you are telling the player that you don't even give money to even go and train, that is even cater for himself to go and see doctor or get the doctor's this thing.
Reports, that's true. You know when it comes to sports, you have parts of your body that you have to take care of. You have your joints, you have your ligaments, you have doctors that are specified in that aspect of medicine. And those doctors are very expensive. Sometimes their salaries are not even, you cannot pay their salaries well.
That is why the team they are playing for, or the academy they are playing for,
should handle that.
You take those responsibilities.
Yes.
So if the academy they are playing for, or the team, as the case may be, that they are playing for, cannot handle that, then why are they out there? So that is why we should make our institution stronger. You know, because if we have an institution that is looking at those things, I bet you everybody will sit up, because some of these people are making money out of these athletes.
Yes. You know, sometimes here we know what to do, but we do not do it.
Why? Why is it always like that? Why?
Because it is a mindset thing. You know, everybody here just wants to be here and they want to travel out, you know, and move. And they feel that, you know, something that has been said, a butterfly here, even if he goes to Rome, he will be a butterfly. He will not change into another animal.
So you mean that this is how we are made up?
So I mean that this is the way the system is. And for us to develop, for us to make sure our players last in sports, we have to develop our system, build a system that is built around player development. You know, that will make players to play for a long period of time. Because we cannot have a player that starts playing maybe at the age of 16. Then at the age of 20, he's having knee pains, he's having various injuries. Then at the age of 22, you are saying that he's an experienced veteran and that he's out of the game. We cannot have players like that. When we see have players like Messi that have been playing for years, you know, they've been brought up through the system, you know, they've played for academies, you know, so you cannot say that our players that are here that at the age of 22 that the person should retire. That's not the way the system should be.
All right, Tom, I think we've already still past our time. Talking sport on P&B
always very interesting.
Very interesting, and you don't even know when you can't
sports.
keep track of your time.
Yes.
It's always good. So of course we have to go. So that was the start of our show this morning. I'm Abel Sunday, and
I am Tom Morocco.
And together we say from the entire team right here in Abuja, we say goodbye.